Hi everyone, Fraser here from the Most Dangerous Podcast. If you've been enjoying the show, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps us to reach more people like you who love the show. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at The Most Dangerous Pod and join the conversation on Facebook at The Most Dangerous Podcast. For those of you who want to go the extra mile, we're on Buy Me a Coffee. So if you'd like to support the show with a small donation, it would mean the world to us. And if you have any suggestions or feedback and want to get in touch, you can email us at jamesandfraserpod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Seen this thing online yesterday, like on Twitter. It's like some guy who's like, I said to my daughter that she needs to watch the football with me, and she goes, "Oh, Dad, I don't want to watch the football. I don't like it." So he turned around to her and said, "Well, I don't fucking like Moana, but I've seen it 500 times, and I'll get your fucking scarf on."
Hello, welcome back to the Most Dangerous Podcast. How are you this week, James?
I'm all right, yeah. Thanks for asking. Got no news, really. It's just like, I think it's that time of year, isn't it, where everything's kind of sort of slows down a bit. The clocks change this weekend as well, don't they? So that's grim.
I only found that out the other day, but it's not grim because they go back. It's the good one.
Get the extra hour, but it's like really it gets dark at like 4:30, so it's kind of just crap. Yeah. Can't do anything in the evening. It starts getting cold now as well, doesn't it? True, so not really done fuck all, really. I was going to say, do you know like Call of Duty?
Yes.
Like the game Call of Duty. So the new one came out today.
Right.
And it's on the Xbox Live thing.
Oh, yeah.
You get, so it's available like free, or not free. I know people say it's free, but it's not because you pay a monthly subscription.
Yeah,
So you can get it on that.
Mm-hmm.
But on the PlayStation, you have to pay like $60, £60, whatever.
Yeah.
And I found out today that what they're offering is for £20 an enhanced audio mode.
What the fuck does that mean?
So think about it though. If you're playing, because I don't really play Call of Duty, I might give it a blast because I've got that Xbox Live.
Yeah.
But if you're playing online, you've played like online shooters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the audio is a large part of it because you need to hear people behind you and where the bullets are coming from and stuff like that. Yeah. So people who pay £20 are going to have like a better experience,
right?
Because they're going to get like they'll hear like the audio. It's just random, isn't it? Like this is gaming now. Like
everything's a fucking scam nowadays. Everything,
it's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't get anything for the price you pay. There's always extras. There's always bits that you could add on and shit like that. It's fucking
hard. I mean, I don't like because you get cosmetics and stuff, and that's fine. If people want to throw the money away at that, that's do what you want with your own money. If that's cool. But when it's like actually enhancing the game and like actually it's benefiting the player who's paid more, like a pay to win type system, then it's a bit shit, isn't it? So I don't know how that's going to go down. I've not seen like any reviews or anything like that, so I don't know if it's going to sort of like hinder the game, but that's just something I heard today. I thought it was a bit crap in it.
It's a basic expectation of the game, isn't it, to be able to play it to your best ability. Whereas someone that's got more money, it's a fucking elitist thing, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of games these days get released like unfinished.
Yeah,
and they patch. Then they have like a day one patch to iron out all the bugs that they haven't managed to fix in the development time, and then they get patched continuously through the duration of like the life cycle over the 12 months or whatever. It's like, mate, you can't finish your game before you expect me to pay £70 for it.
They didn't have those options back in the day with the NES and the Segas and all that. Had to be done, didn't it?
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, games these days though, they're like, it's a bigger industry. I think I've mentioned this before. A bigger industry than like the movies and the budgets that they've got for these AAA games. It's just insane.
GTA 5 is still releasing content.
Yeah, exactly.
Still got so many millions of players, and that came out in the PS3 and we're on the PS5.
Yeah. That's it. I know there's a new one coming out next year, I think, or it might get delayed.
Fall
But
next year.
apparently so. But I think they've been delaying release of the new one because the online
Still earning
version
money.
is a proper cash cow, isn't it? Like people just spend so much money on that. Didn't they have a casino in it where you could like spend real money and not win?
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
Well, we've discussed this before, and it's probably boring for the listeners. I'll keep it short. I've made the decision that this week I'm going to sell my PlayStation 4, and I'm going to sell a couple of the little bits and pieces, and I'm going to get the PS Portal so I can play on Murray's PS5.
Oh, right, yeah.
The rooms in the house.
Yeah.
So I can get back into gaming. Because I don't like, I know it sounds a bit soft, but I don't like to go and sit in another room with my wife. I like to spend some time with her, because I don't see her very often. But sometimes she watches something on the telly I'm not interested in. I can sit next to her and play on my PlayStation.
Yeah, apparently they're pretty good.
Fucking off into another room. So
I'm just sorry. I'm too old now. You know, like I can't. Well, I'm not too old. I do play video games. But I do have days where I come home and I'm like, I'm too tired to play this game. I'm just like knackered. I can't face things in my face.
They are a proper effort. I loaded up GTA, funnily enough, the online one, and it took me a full hour just to like catch up with where I was at.
Yeah, like figuring the buttons out again. Like,
where are my cars? What am I doing? And stuff like that. And by the time I was like ready to start playing, I was fucking tired.
Yeah, bedtime.
So, yeah.
Anyway, right. So yeah, it's your week, isn't it? So this is the what's the word for it? The week before the final. That's the one. I can't say it. It's yours. I can't say it.
I heard penultimate for years and never actually knew what it meant.
No, right. Well, it's the one before the last one.
That's it.
That's what it means. Unfortunately, I can't say big words. So, so it's you. So good. Yeah. What are you doing for us?
Well, I'm going to do rivers.
Rivers, as in like River Phoenix.
Yes. No. Rivers, like long, skinny lakes that lead into the sea.
Well, yeah. Not all of them are long and skinny.
No. Some are short, fat. But something was running through my head. This time last year, we released a Halloween episode, and this one will go out. This will be the last one to go out before Halloween.
Oh, shit.
And we've not actually done anything for it this year.
Forgot.
So let's just talk about it quickly. Have you got any plans?
We're going to, because we do put decorations up and stuff. It never used to be a big thing, like when I was growing up. Probably the same for you.
Bin bag and fangs, wasn't it?
Yeah, the old classic. Bit of white paint on the face.
Right.
But yeah, it's got more and more popular. I think we probably mentioned all this last year, didn't we? So we're putting some decorations up tomorrow. I think the girls are going like pumpkin picking.
Right.
And we're doing like a ghost walk around Quarry Bank Mill on Tuesday. Yeah, so we've got a few things sort of like planned. I mean, I'm into all my spooky stuff, mate.
Yeah.
I like sort of ghosts. I might crack my Ouija board out and give that a go. Everyone seems really scared to use it. I've not actually had a chance to use it yet.
I would use it with you, but we never seem to see each other.
No, that's true.
Well, while we're on the subject, actually, I think we need to add something supernatural to our subjects because we haven't got anything in there.
Oh, in the part, yeah. How much for that?
So maybe it could just be the supernatural.
Yeah, that's too wide. Ghosts. Cryptids.
Cryptids are always quite cool because there's some right weird shit there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Tomorrow we're doing the Halloween trail at Chester Zoo. I always give Chester Zoo a good plug on this podcast.
Season ticket pass.
That's it. We go a lot because it's free. Well, like you said, it's not free because we pay for it, but it's free because we've already paid. And then on Sunday we're going to there's like a Julia Donaldson thing in Blackpool with the buffalo and all these things, and they're doing like a Halloween thing. And then we're going to take the kids to see all the illuminations.
Shit, isn't it?
Yeah, for our American listeners, Blackpool is it's like Las Vegas.
Not Blackpool. I just mean all that like fluff.
Julia Donaldson shit.
Yeah, like Halloween, Julia Donaldson. Come on, that's not a proper Halloween. Halloween's like supposed to be spooky shit. Isn't it?
Yeah, they put a black cape on the Gruffalo and he's running about.
Come on. Now. Well, I guess for kids.
I've got little kids. Funny story. I know you're desperate to get onto my subjects. It's so good, but I do these plantation shutters, and I do these very special ones, security shutters made in South Africa. They look like normal shutters on windows, but you can't break through them. So I had a guy in Wilmslow spent an awful lot of money on getting all these security shutters in his house. Very, very security conscious guy. Cameras all around his house, shutters. He's got, floor sensors and all this sort of stuff. So I had to go and finish the job off on Monday. So I phoned him. Lovely guy, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And phoned him, and I was like, all right, mate, yeah, I'm just on my way to your house. I should be there in about half an hour. He goes, yeah, don't worry, I'm not in, so I've left the key under the mat.
Yeah. Right, so you know where his key is now.
But I got there, and it wasn't even under the mat. It was just a key on the porch, just lying on the floor. And I'm like, all this security, and you just got the key.
What's the point?
So he's quite a cool guy, so he might be a listener. So if you're listening, I do apologise. But
there goes your business now.
Yeah.
Rip him out. Don't want him anymore.
Aye. So should we move on to the main event?
Yeah, let's get going, shall we?
So, James, this week, as we've already mentioned, we're talking about rivers. And I'll explain later why I picked rivers. Because there's two reasons. There's something I just came across on Facebook, and I thought, ooh.
Is it because they're slightly dangerous?
Well, they are dangerous, yeah.
That goes with
very dangerous, yeah.
The overarching theme.
But I actually found something, and I thought, that's fantastic for a podcast. Then I found out it comes from rivers. So I thought, well, let's have a look at rivers.
Okay, interesting.
But there's another thing that lives in rivers that is quite well known.
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles, yeah. So what I did is I looked at some of the most dangerous rivers. So let me read a little bit about some of the most dangerous rivers in the world.
Do you explain what makes them dangerous?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I'm not just going to list them.
Yeah. Okay.
So first of all, we've got St. John's River in Florida. Now, I'll be honest, there's a bit of a theme to most of these rivers.
They're all saints.
They're
all saints.
No.
Just guessing.
No. So St. John's River in Florida is home to 13,000 alligators. I don't know who counted them. Snapping turtles and poisonous snakes.
Oh, God, right.
So it's known as basically the most dangerous river in the US due to its high predator presence.
Yeah, so you don't want to go for a swim in there.
No, it's the sort of river you'd be fucking... you just get eaten if you go in there.
Is that Florida?
Florida, yeah. Florida's just full of alligators.
Yeah, it's like the wetlands or something. Where I've seen them on documentaries and stuff going over with those weird hovercraft things.
Yes, yeah. Basically, the whole of Disney World was just marshland. That's how Walt Disney got it so cheap. He just bought all these acres and acres and acres of just useless marshland and just kept dumping loads of
paved
rubble
over it,
and shit. Yeah, paved over it.
Fuck this wildlife. You need a big plastic castle.
That's it. Fossilized fucking alligators underneath it. There was a kid a few years ago, a little boy, eaten at Disneyland.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he got dragged off the beach or one of the beaches or something.
Yeah. But where there's big signs up saying "Beware alligators," but still a sad thing to happen. So that's St. John's River, Florida. The next one, Mekong River in Southwest Asia, and it goes through a couple of countries, but China being one of them. It's a habit for giant freshwater stingrays and Siamese crocodiles. And stingrays, as we all know, are quite peaceful things, but do have this massive barb, as the crocodile guy found out. His name's Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin, yeah. What's a Siamese crocodile?
A Siamese crocodile. Just a type of crocodile, but they're quite dangerous. This river's full of them. And in my research, it also says lethal threats from large hidden aquatic creatures.
They don't know what they are.
Don't know what they are. No, big giant squid. Godzilla.
Yeah, there you go. He lives in the sea.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah,
maybe he comes inland every now and then.
So he's a saltwater monster, not a freshwater monster.
Yeah.
Number 3 is a river that I was going to initially talk about until I did this list of rivers. The Ganges.
Oh yeah. Did you mention this last week, or was it off air when you spoke about it? Probably off air, wasn't it?
I think it was off air. The Ganges is just rank. It's the rankest river in the world. Severely polluted with human waste and industrial toxins. And have you ever seen I think I keep mentioning Idiot Abroad. I do watch other shows. They actually just float their dead bodies out into the Ganges on like a little raft and set fire to them.
It's very sacred, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. George Harrison was taken to the Ganges.
Was he?
Yes, his body was.
Did he want to be? Did he?
He did, because he'd made friends with that Ravi Shankar and right. I've talked bollocks. George Harrison's body wasn't put in the Ganges. His ashes were. He was cremated in California. I looked that up when we had that little unplanned break there.
Did he not, like, because they do some sort of ritual, don't they?
Yeah, I think what they did is he had a standard, very small funeral in the house he rented from Paul McCartney, or he was just living in. It was Paul McCartney's. He had a small service there. He was cremated in Hollywood, and then his ashes, they had the Indian ritual at the Ganges, and
there you go.
His ashes into it. So just in case anyone phones me and says you're talking shit, I was talking shit, so I apologise.
Okay, let you off.
But yeah, the Ganges, one of the main dangers of the Ganges, it is just full of literally human shit and dead bodies and stuff like that. But it does also contain dangerous wildlife, like goonch catfish, which are just big, dangerous catfish.
Yeah.
And mugger crocodiles.
Mugger crocodiles.
They don't kill you, but they take your wallet. And also saltwater crocodiles.
Yeah, it's full of shit and dangerous shit.
Yeah. So, not a very nice river. We've got the Tarcoles River in Costa Rica, populated by large American crocodiles, reaching up to, you ready, 6 meters in length.
Wow, my God.
That's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's like bigger than a bus.
Yeah, it's probably getting there, yeah. The Brisbane River, Australia had to have one in there, didn't it? So Brisbane River and the Adelaide River, known for venomous snakes, bull sharks, and saltwater crocodiles. It's extremely hazardous to humans. Apparently, you don't last long in this river if you decide to go swimming.
Yeah, but you don't last long on land either in Australia.
Yeah, true.
Fall in this river and manage to get yourself out, and then get stung by a spider or bitten by a spider.
I know. Step on some little insect.
Yeah, or a plant that like gives you the most painful rash known to man or something.
Drop bears, don't forget them.
Oh, right.
Nile River, Africa, inhabited by Nile crocodiles. Told you there was a theme.
Full of crocodiles.
Responsible for numerous deaths yearly, and also aggressive hippos.
I was going to say hippos, yeah. Hippos are like the most dangerous animal, aren't they? I think.
They are, and they're actually herbivores.
Yeah, but they just don't fuck around.
Yeah, they don't eat meat, they just kill meat.
Yeah, just don't go near them. They charge at you and stuff. It's scary.
Yeah, we went to Berlin Zoo. It's supposed to be, it's often, they always change. It's often the top of the best zoos in the world. And when I took Laura, they had a brand new big hippo enclosure.
Oh yeah.
And it's done really well, so you can be literally face to face with them.
Oh right.
Right.
You love zoos, you don't you?
I do, yeah. But I've been to Copenhagen Zoo, been to a few.
Right.
But see, when you see a hippo swimming past you right up against the guy, you go, fuck, if one of them was running at me.
Yeah, no chance.
I don't think it would just run over you. And we're getting to the couple of big boys here now. So the Amazon River, South America, that is one of the rivers we're going to be talking about tonight.
The big one.
The big one, yeah. So it's filled with deadly creatures like electric eels that can give you such a shock it can stop your heart.
Yeah.
Caimans, which are kind of like a crocodile.
Oh yeah, I've seen them on like Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
I think he eats one of them.
See.
I think so. Yeah.
Bull sharks again, and jaguars. The jaguars can swim right into the river and get you.
Oh gosh, yeah, right.
And it is also infested with parasitic fish, which we will talk about, insects, and dangerous bacteria.
Lovely.
And the last one is the Congo River, which is home to crocodiles, hippos, and Goliath tigerfish. But the biggest danger of the Congo River, and what they say makes it the most dangerous river in the world, is it is up to 700 feet deep in places, and it's got powerful rapids and currents. And apparently you quite frequently see dead bodies flying past in the River Congo that have just been in to get a drink and got drowned.
There was a book about that. Michael Crichton. Yeah, the guy who did Jurassic Park. He
Oh
did
yeah,
one-
I'm listening to Jurassic Park just now. But
yeah,
sorry, go
yeah. He did. There's another one of his called the Congo. I think it's
Yeah.
the one with the talking gorilla in it. The sign language.
on. Oh yeah.
I think that's called the
I
Congo.
know of it.
And they go down rapids on that.
His books are quite heavy, though, aren't they?
They're pretty good. Yeah, I mean,
It's good, but it's like, God, it's hard work.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to it, it's all right. Audible sponsor us.
I've taken a little rest from it, and I'm listening to Dracula, the original proper Dracula story.
Oh yeah,
But it's read by Tim Curry.
oh right, good. Yeah, I've listened to that as well. I think I might have the same version. In
Yeah,
fact, there was a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire question,
Right.
and I think it was like 500 grand, and it was the first line of Dracula, and I was reading it at the time, and I got it right. I was like, yes.
I don't know what the first line is.
No, but you know it if you saw it. Something to do with Jonathan Harker.
Ah, right, okay. Right, so James, that's our most dangerous rivers. That's the little list that I sort of came across.
Yeah,
but we've got
right.
2 things that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So the first one is one that I've always known about. So the second one's the one that went last week. Fuck, I want to talk about that. This is one that I thought I'm going to throw this in there because I think quite a lot of people have heard tales about this. Now, I actually want to research to see if there's any truth in it. Have you ever heard of the Candiru fish?
The what? The kangaroo fish?
Candiru.
Candiru.
Candiru. Candiru fish.
Don't know. I don't think so.
What about a little fish that lives in the Amazon River? There's been a lot of myths and tales about it.
The one that swims up your willy.
There you go. Yeah,
the
one that goes up your dick.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. I've heard about that.
So it's one of those things you think, does that really exist? And if it does, is there any truth in it? And I'm going to tell you now, yes, it does.
Really? Apparently, swims up your little pipe.
Yep.
And then sort of like spikes spring out of it, and it gets stuck in there or something.
That bit's kind of not true.
No.
The spikes are always there. It's just got little barbs on its sides.
Oh, I see. So
they don't shoot out. Right. Let me talk about it.
Okay.
We'll find out. So the Candiru fish, which is also known as Vandellia cirrhosa, is a tiny parasitic fish that has earned an infamous reputation far greater than its size. While the Amazon River is full of large predators like jaguars and caimans, the Candiru, barely 2.5 inches long, instills a unique type of terror. The Candiru typically parasitizes large fish, attaching itself to their gills and feeding on their blood. However, this little fish is best known for the horrifying tales of it invading the human body by swimming up your urethra. I know. While such occurrences are rare, they've been well documented, and the pain and medical consequences are nothing short of horrific. I wanted to read into this because the story I'd heard is little fish in the Amazon swims up your dick, shoots out spikes. The only way you can get rid of it is cut your dick off.
Yeah. But also, I heard that it was if you have a wee in the water, it was attracted to the warm.
Exactly. Yes, that is true.
It goes up that. That's what I heard.
What it is now, get onto it. It's the ammonia in your pee.
Ammonia. Right. Okay.
Okay. One of the most well-known cases took place in 1997. A Brazilian, because I had to find a case. I had to find a real-life case. A Brazilian man was swimming in the Amazon River when he experienced a sudden and excruciating pain. He was rushed to hospital where doctors discovered that a Candiru had entered his urethra whilst he was swimming. The fish had become lodged inside, and its backward-pointing spines made it impossible to remove without surgery.
So it's actually true then?
It's true, but the spines... Yeah, it's true. It's real.
God, right, okay. Because, the things like this, they're always in danger of being like an urban myth or something, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like you're never sure whether it's kind of fact or fiction.
That's why I thought I can't do rivers without looking into this little fish and seeing if it's true. So the man required a highly invasive operation to remove the fish, which had hooked itself deeply into his urethra walls, causing internal bleeding. The surgery was successful, but the incident cemented the Candiru's reputation as a creature of nightmares.
So he kept his dick then?
Kept it, yeah. I think they managed to... They can do wonderful things with surgery these days, can't they?
Yeah, with willies.
So the Candiru, it's not actively hunting humans, but like you said, it's drawn to ammonia chemicals that fish and humans release when they urinate in water. When a fish urinates in the water, the Candiru goes, "Oh, there's a fish," swims up and attaches on.
Yeah.
And of course, when a human pees, it thinks the little hole in your willy. I haven't actually.
So it didn't mean it.
No,
it's not actively looking to, because we like worms that we did last week. Like some of those are actively looking to. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, find a human as a home,
as a host. Yeah, it's like that's its main aim. Whereas this just made a mistake.
Yeah, that's it. It just thinks it's like a fish's gills. Now, everything I read about it always talks about a man's penis. I don't know.
So that's the sites. That's the sites that you go on, though.
I'd assume that it could go up a woman's urethra as well.
I guess so.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's particularly looking for a willy, is it? It's just
just wherever it's wherever is best for it.
Yeah. So once inside, the pain's excruciating, and if it's not removed quickly, it can lead to life-threatening complications. As you can imagine, it'll die in there and just rot, and then
imagine. What's that smell?
You smell a bit fishy. So that was just a wee short thing that I researched. I thought I've got to find out, is this fish real? Because that's certainly dangerous.
Yeah. I wouldn't like that to happen to me.
So, James, after the story about the Candiru fish, can you believe that there's something that I found that's even more scary lurking in rivers?
Well, you mentioned the Amazon, didn't you? Or is that
yes?
That was the Amazon. But is there more in the Amazon? I imagine there is.
This is in the Amazon, but the Candiru's only in the Amazon.
Yeah.
This can be found in any sort of warm rivers, lakes, anything like that. So this isn't exclusive to the Amazon, around the world. Yeah.
Okay, let's go for it. I'm scared.
Particularly on the North and South American continent,
Yeah.
And it's a thing called the Naegleria fowleri. Okay.
All right. Practicing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been listening to that on YouTube, getting repeated. You won't have heard of it, I don't think. But it is better known as the brain-eating amoeba.
No, I haven't heard of that. But I guess that it does exactly what it says on the tin.
It does, yeah. So imagine a microscopic killer that doesn't even need a human host to survive, but when it does encounter one, the consequences are truly horrific.
An amoeba?
An amoeba.
Is it actually an amoeba, though?
An amoeba, yeah. An amoeba is just like a little single cell
organism, yeah. So
exactly
is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. And it eats your brain?
Eats your brain, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what a pointless little thing.
I know, yeah, what a dick.
It doesn't even have an arsehole, but it eats your brain.
Yeah, what does it do with all the brain stuff?
I don't know. Maybe it'll develop one day.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I always wants a brain.
So this organism, it lurks in warm freshwater environments, lakes, rivers, hot springs, thriving in places where many of us swim. And here's the really chilling part: it doesn't target humans, it's simply trying to survive. But when it gets a chance, particularly when contaminated water enters the nose, it travels up the nasal passages and right into the brain.
Oh, geez, that's very precise, isn't it? Up the nose, but it's not looking for it though. I mean, what's it survive on when it's not being a zombie?
I have no idea.
Just floating around.
Yeah, it just floats about. Yeah,
it doesn't need anything, does it?
Fish brains. I have no idea.
Yeah, so it's got to go up that particular way.
Yes, yeah.
And then it makes its way to your brain, just sits there. And I mean, it must take a while for something that size to eat your brain. Like.
Yeah. Gets in your brain, just sort
of... Yeah. You're looking like 25 years later, you get a bit of a headache.
One big, massive cell for the brain. So what follows is a deadly infection known as primary amoebic I did listen to this on YouTube. Meningoencephalitis. Meningoencephalitis.
That'll do.
There we go. Or PAM, which is what we're going to call it.
That's what we're going to call it, yeah.
PAM. So, once this amoeba starts its journey, it begins eating away at brain tissue. And the outcome, almost always fatal.
God.
Yeah.
Almost always.
In fact, out of about 150 cases in the US since the 1960s, fewer than 5 people have survived.
Out of how many cases? Sorry, I drifted off there.
Glad you're enjoying it. Out of 150 cases, fewer than 5.
Wow.
Fewer than 5? Do they not know? Is it 4 or 3? Less than 2. Fewer than 5 people have survived. So you're fucked if this gets in.
Yeah. I mean, that's not that many cases, though, is it? It's very niche.
Well, no, but I mean, yeah, we've talked about things that have killed less people.
Yeah, but you'd be pissed off if it happened to you.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, well, what are the odds, really?
So let's have a look at some real life cases to prove that this is true. So in 2013, a young girl named Callie Hardig went for a summer swim in a lake in Arkansas. She was only 12, and within days she developed a headache and a fever. No wonder. Symptoms so common they were initially mistaken for the flu, but her condition rapidly deteriorated. Her doctors, realising it could be PAM, acted fast. An experimental drug called miltefosine was flown in, and Callie was placed in a medically induced coma to minimise the swelling in her brain. Astonishingly, Callie pulled through, becoming one of the few known survivors of this brutal infection. You want to say one of the less than 5 again?
Oh, one of the less than 5?
Yes, one of the 4. Her case was groundbreaking and gave doctors a new hope for treating PAM. Then,
it's weird that you called it PAM. I can't take it seriously, but I know that you can't call it the other thing.
Do you want me to call it PAM?
Yeah. But
okay.
that's quite surprising how quickly that happened, considering it's a single cell.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine there's loads of them. It's not just one that goes up and goes.
That makes
it's like the rivers or the lakes infected with it. There's like.
I see. Right, so it's like a collection of them.
Yeah, it's not just one swimming
cell.
about.
All right, that's what I thought.
There's a nose. Then in 2016, another rare survivor emerged. 16-year-old Sebastian de Leon. I thought it said DeLorean then. I thought that was quite cool. Had contracted the amoeba after swimming in a lake in Florida. There's fucking more dangerous things in lakes in Florida.
I know.
His symptoms mirrored Callie's, a headache, fever, then a terrifying decline. Just like Callie, he received miltefosine and was placed in a coma.
Medicine.
The medicine. And was placed in a coma, and against all odds he survived. But the cases of Callie and Sebastian are rare miracles. For most, this infection is tragically fatal. I suppose if it works that quickly, and you're in a town or an area, more like South America or something like that, where they probably don't have the same facilities and stuff. If it happens that fast, you're fucked, aren't you?
Never heard of this before. It's quite weird.
No.
Like, it makes me not want to go and swim anywhere apart from in a swimming pool.
Yeah, I mean, if it's that easy, it goes up your nose and that's it.
You're
fucked.
It's like there's no warning or anything. There's not like it just comes from nowhere. Or do people know when it's like? I suppose you won't know. Like people know when there's like an infection in the water or something.
I suppose obviously these lakes would just have to get closed, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
A story that's hard to forget is that of 10-year-old Lily Mae Avant from Texas. She'd been swimming in a river near her home when she was exposed to Naegleria fowleri. Her symptoms began just like the others, headaches, fever, but by the time doctors identified PAM, it was too late. Lily Mae received the same treatments that had saved others, but her infection was too advanced and she didn't survive.
Oh, gosh,
Their story is a heartbreaking reminder of how swiftly and ruthlessly this amoeba works.
See, because you called it this amoeba, but it's more than one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like travelling about.
It's just one of them. That's the amoeba.
And this is what makes Naegleria fowleri so terrifying. Once it begins its invasion, the countdown starts. In most cases, death follows within 5 to 7 days after symptoms first appear.
Wow, God. Right.
There's no easy or rapid test to detect it, and by the time a diagnosis is made, the damage is often irreversible.
I wonder how it works then, because they don't have mouths, do they?
I don't know, it just
It's a single cell. They just got. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like when you see these microscopic videos,
just like
where it just kind of cells just eat other cells. Maybe that's what it.
Take it over, don't they?
It's like just literally ingest it, don't they?
What is the fucking point in it? Like, what's it here for? Who put it here? What's it doing? Like
eating brains, isn't it? What does it do when it's not eating brains?
But they say like everything's got a reason. So if someone says, "Oh, what's the point of slug?" Well,
no, people don't say that. Religious people say that.
Well, everything's got a reason.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. But like, if you say, "What's the point of slug?" Well, hedgehogs eat slugs. So if all the slugs died, the hedgehogs wouldn't have food, and they would die. And they say, well, "What's the point in a hedgehog?" Well, badgers eat hedgehogs, and there's like the food chain and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But like, but nothing's eating this. There's no point in this at all. What's it doing?
I don't know. Maybe it might be contribute to some cure for cancer or something if people studied it.
Maybe it could eat the tumour.
Yeah, there we go. We've just done it. Nobel Prize coming our way.
Rub some Texan lake water on your tumour and wait for it to... You shouldn't really be joking about cancer.
No, I know, but I mean, that's...
I know what you're saying,
but that might... Something like that. Anyway, talking shit. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So, how to stay safe? How do we stay safe from such a hidden threat? It might seem impossible, but there are precautions. Avoid getting water up your nose while swimming in fresh water.
That's the number one rule.
Yeah. Simple nose clips can be lifesavers, acting as a barrier to keep the amoeba out. See if that's in that water. I'm not going in.
No, I'm not going in. I don't think it would keep
not with
it out.
a nose clip on.
It's
tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, if you own a swimming pool, make sure it's well chlorinated because chlorine kills it.
We live in swimming pools as well.
If you know chlorine in it, yeah, they can do.
I suppose, yeah.
So yeah, that's why you need to make sure your swimming pool.
Because they're so small, I imagine that they get carried by clouds.
Possibly, yeah.
And that's how they sort of move about. It could be anywhere.
Water vapor and mist in the air and stuff like that.
Imagine. I'm never leaving my house again. It's a bit misty outside. No, I'm not doing it.
It's frightening, but do you remember I think we were probably teenagers. Do you remember the flesh-eating bacteria? It was like a thing. It was like Necromancer fasciitis or something like that.
No, I honestly don't remember that. No.
And it was like people were just like putting their hand on a leg and going, "Shit, a big bit of my leg's missing." It was like this bacteria that just started eating away at your body. But
really?
like people were
maybe I don't know.
Flesh was like almost disappearing in front of your eyes. There's a film, I think it's Cabin Fever or something, that features it, where like, a guy puts his hand down a girl's pants to like touch her up, but she's just got a big massive hole in her leg.
What?
Because like her skin's all getting eaten away.
Right, but she doesn't know about it.
No, she does when he
after that
mentions it to her. Yeah,
didn't know about it. You've got a big hole in your leg,
Yeah. Yeah, there was like the flesh-eating bacteria. I remember that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure that's a thing. There's loads of weird stuff out there, isn't there?
Yeah. The one that, to be honest, frightens me the most is Ebola. Ebola, yeah.
Oh, like the disease thing?
Yeah, the Ebola virus.
Okay. Why?
Because you just dissolve on the inside.
Oh, right.
It's like, have you ever looked into it?
No, I don't look into these things. I don't bother. I don't want to. Why would I want to look into it? It's just another thing.
It's not airborne.
Not yet.
So sadly for the people that live in the places where it is, you just like dissolve on the inside.
Oh, right.
It's horrible.
Yeah, usually it's things like this. I'll be like, oh, I'll have to look into that, but I'm not going to bother. Don't want to.
No, it's not nice. It's not nice. But that was my wee bit on Naegleria fowleri.
Yeah.
I've put my notes over there, so I need to lean over to see.
Pam. What was
PAM was the disease that it causes.
Oh, right, I see. And that's the little amoeba, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So isn't that grim?
That is very grim, and I'm never going swimming again, so thanks for that.
So that's the dangers of rivers.
Yeah, they're pretty two horrific things. I mean, I've never heard of that amoeba thing, and I'm sorry that I have now.
Yeah, I think we live in a country where I think the water's too cold for it, even in our summer.
Too polluted.
Yeah,
doesn't even want to go anywhere near it.
I think we mentioned it last week, though. Good old boring Britain. We've got spiders that can't kill you. And
yeah.
I don't think there's any predators in our country, is there?
The fox is the biggest predator,
Yeah,
I think.
Predators that we're in danger from.
Oh, no. I mean, there's nothing that
There's like some...
A fox will give you a nip. A badger's pretty hard.
There's Scottish wildcats, but I don't think they're that big.
No, you don't. You don't come
They're
across
the
them.
size of a medium dog, aren't they? But yeah, we're quite lucky. So unless you get a dodgy bunch of bananas that's full of black widows, then
Yeah, that doesn't really happen. They're usually dead, aren't they?
yeah. But we're generally okay here. So I think our rivers and lakes are okay. It's warmer climates. It's like down in Kansas where you see these guys in their string vests that have homemade a big slide going down the back of their caravan into like this brown lake, and they're all swimming in it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why some of these people are a bit, simple in the head.
I thought it does kill you, though, doesn't it? So,
Yeah, I suppose
it's not. It's not because of this. It's because they're all inbred.
Yeah, true. It's probably got something to do with it. You ever seen that family? It's like the world's most inbred family.
Yeah. That's horrible. I feel really sorry for them because they're just the brains are just mush, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. It's like the younger ones you feel sorry for. The older ones you think, well, you caused this.
Yeah, I know. It's just really horrible. And like, what were they thinking?
No, I know.
Anyway, they weren't, were they?
No.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I think we've offended enough people tonight, so...
Righto. Okay, on that note.
Might get some emails now.
Yeah, maybe. Complaints. Yeah, at least it'll be something.
I know. Yeah, we'd love to hear from some people if you want to email in. We're always open to subjects or just some feedback or just say hi. I don't know.
Yeah, just drop us a message. Any idea? Great. Like Fraser said, just to say hello.
Yeah, I mean we've got some good friends out in the podcast world. Our figures are looking good, actually.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The last month we've grown quite well, so
we'll just keep on pumping them out then.
I know. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. That was Rivers. So you can lie in bed tonight and you get a slight headache. You wonder if you've got this amoeba living in your brain.
Yeah, don't panic. All right, cool, excellent. Well, thanks very much for your efforts, Fraser. As usual, it was a good one.
No worries. Have a happy Halloween, everyone.
Is it this week?
Yeah, well, it'll be Halloween before we record our next one because it's next Thursday.
Oh, is it Thursday?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Send us a photo of your pumpkins.
Happy Halloween, yeah. So, yeah, anything like that would be good. Send them in.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Fraser. Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, James.
I'll see you next week.
See you. Take care.
Bye.
Just your pumpkins, no dick pics.
Them as well.